Hello, hello, fellow crafters. Today I have three very simple ideas, but with a lot of texture and a lot of color to brighten up your Father's Day or Mother's Day, depending where you live. I believe that in different countries they are celebrating different dates. In Ireland, it's now in March, and at least Father's Day. So I am just giving you a few ideas. We're gonna need watercolor paper. I have a small glass with water to rinse my brushes, a bottle with water spray, and a few distress colors with all the range, two distress spray stains, and this shimmer craft spray with the sparkle. Keep your eye on this. I'll try to show you later how gorgeous it looks. The normal footage and the pictures absolutely don't show you how beautiful that spray is. I also have paper towels, acrylic blocks, and a few other things that I'll show you later. So first I'm just gonna spray my watercolor paper front and back. I didn't really measure this. This was just a scrap I had in my stash. And I sprayed the back to keep it kind of flat. Otherwise it warps a little. If you want to tape it to a board, that might help. Where I just wanted it to be like this, to be flat, so I can use kind of two sides to do two different color palettes. On the left hand side, I'm gonna start with the pink now, and I'm gonna. It wasn't as wet as it should be, so the water is not really moving much, but I'm just making blobs. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do like four blobs in four different colors, and I'm gonna let them overlap a little bit, except for the yellow with the purple, and because that will create brown. But here, the yellow with the pink is gonna give me orange. The yellow with the teal is gonna give me green. The teal with the purple is gonna give me like dark blue. So I do let them overlap a little bit, but they are not moving as much as I wanted. And also, I think I should have started with a layer that was lighter, but it's okay. It's very forgiving. You see that I'm going to just add more and more and more to it to add more texture, more interest, and in the end, it's going to look awesome. So on the left hand side, I'm adding all the range of colors. And on the right hand side, I'm going to add just the cold colors. So the left hand side I'm going to use to make the Mother's Day cards. The right one, it's going to be the Father's Day. But you see that I'm going to have a piece left that I made a bonus card in the end. I only had the two programmed, but the strip of watercolor cardstock was too big. This is Canson, by the way, Canson XL. And I just didn't want to let it go to waste. So here I'm starting with my green and then my teal. They're very, very close in color, but in person you can actually see the difference a little bit better. And then in between those blobs of greens and teals, I'm gonna add my purple. I chose to work with the original oxides today because they have very, very bright, very rich colors, and I haven't used them before. I don't know why. And I absolutely love how they look. You can actually get them very light or very intense as you want. You can see here that I'm just adding more color here and there, and in the meantime, the left hand side is drying a little bit. But if you don't have the original distress inks, feel free to use any watercolors that you have. Feel free to use those cheap kids watercolors that you can buy in most stores. I got a big blob of the the stain. But it's okay. I'm gonna use most of it anyways, and I'm also gonna use it to flick and get some splatters and whatnot. I am just letting the intensity build up a little. The for the right hand side, it's still very wet. You could see there I added a little bit more water, so now it's moving a little bit more. It's flowing a bit more, but the left hand side, it's almost dry. You could also dry this using a heat tool, which I'm gonna do later when I want to just leave it the way it is. But you could dry it in between as well, so you can add the next layer. I didn't do that. I wasn't really thinking. This wasn't very, very planned, except for the fact that I knew the colors and things that I wanted to use. I'm also gonna add some metallic watercolor inks later. So if you have those, it's a good opportunity for you to use them. They add a lot of shine, a lot of sparkle to the project. This is what you can actually see on the pictures. The the metallic watercolors, you can actually see them on pictures and video, but that sparkle from that spray, you can't see that much. This here, I will link on my information box below the video that I saw where to do this. I saw it on Ardyth channel, and she saw it on someone else's channel. It's just a piece of plastic with a bunch of paper towel inside, and you tie it up and you use it to add texture. You can see that I'm just pouncing it on the color and then pouncing it on the paper. I will get a little bit of splatter from it as well, and you can just build the intensity and then more and more layers to it as you wish. It looks very interesting. It's not just color, it also adds a little bit of texture that looks very, very different, very unique. It's like using just the plastic to dabble, you know? So it looks very nice, and you can actually control where you want it to go very well. Now I'm just going to flick a little bit of each color, and it doesn't matter if it goes into different areas. I think it looks interesting. I think it looks okay. It's just, again, to add another layer, another like piece of interest, I think. And everything I'm doing here on the left hand side, I'm going to do almost the same thing on the right hand side, except for the colors that I'm using. I'm just going to use different colors, but that's it. The steps are the same. So, first, water, a lighter layer of color, right? Let the colors move. Once they are where you want them to be, you can dry them with the heat tool or let them dry if the watercolor paper is flat, because then it won't move as much. And then you add more and more color and more texture as you want. I'm using the Pouncer. I'm calling it a Pouncer. I don't know if it has another name. And then also I'm flicking the little dots with my brush. So I'm doing the same thing on both sides. Then I'm gonna add all the metallic watercolors. They're kind of the same color, the same different shades, but the same color. I'm gonna flick them all, and it's just crazy. I don't know when to stop sometimes. I don't know if you have the same problem, but yeah, I thought that this would be in the background, so the more I added, I thought it would be better. And you see that we do cover some of the background later, so I really think that for this project, adding more won't be a problem. I don't think it's too busy. I don't think it's too much. Please let me know what you think. Maybe you see it differently. But you don't have to do all these layers, only if you want to. You know, if you have kind of similar supplies, use what you have as well. That's what I always say. That's what I always encourage you to do. Uh, Before I use the metallic watercolors, I am also gonna dry with the heat too, because I don't want the wet base watercolor to mix with the metallic, if that makes sense, because then that would alter the color, and it will also make the little dots, I'm just gonna flick them, right? It would also make the little dots move a lot, and I don't want that. I also have a towel off screen that I'm using to wipe the brushes and the pouncer off screen. So sometimes you might think that I'm mixing it up. I'm really not. I'm cleaning it off screen and I'm editing it out of the video. I also like to dry it from front and back to see if it warps less. Didn't work. It still warped, but it wasn't too much. And now I'm going to start flicking to the high heavens. So on the right hand side, I'm going to use the white metallic, and on the left hand side, I'm going to use gold. The left hand side, I am also going to use the same colors. So I'm going to use pink, purple, and teal. But on the right hand side, I'm going to use just shades of different shades of blues, greens, and purples on top of the white. So it's going to be a lot. In the end, I came with the sparkle sprayer and I sprayed everything very lightly, but I got so much sparkle out of it. And as I said, I'm going to bring it closer here to the camera during the day, and you won't be able to see it at all. It's so frustrating. I took the pictures. You see the pictures at the end. You can't see it in the pictures at all. You can see the watercolor, but not the spray. So when I tell you on videos that it looks way different in person than on the video and the pictures, I really, really mean it. But this time I figure out a way to show you. So you see that in a minute. I just wanted to let you know, guys, that I'm having a little bit of difficulty with YouTube since September. They changed their layout, and ooh, here it is. So look at that. I filmed it at night with my phone. And you can see the sparkle so much more than during the day on camera. In person, you can see it no matter what time of the day. But like on camera, that was the only way that I could capture. But I don't have enough light to actually take pictures at night. So that was my only way to show you. Okay, I'm just gonna trim down my panels here to the size that I need. Actually, I'm gonna trim it down even further later because I decided I want a white border. But for now, I'm just cutting them to a card size. So I'm having a little bit of difficulty with YouTube, and I would really, really appreciate if you left me a like, maybe a comment. If you ever have any questions or any requests, please leave them on the comment. Not only it counts in my favor with the gods of the random YouTube algorithm. And it really tells me, like, it tells the algorithm that you enjoyed this video and they should recommend it to other people. So it really helps me. Off screen, I added double-sided adhesive, dry adhesive to the back of my panels, and that helps with flattening the watercolor cardstock later. It really, really helps. So after you put this down, you're not going to have to worry about it being warped anymore. I left a small border all around because I wanted that white to tie in with the white of the element that I'm going to use in a minute. I'm going to do that to the two card bases, right? And as I said, initially I planned to make only two cards, and the third one was a bonus because I didn't want to toss the strip that I got left in the bin. So I found a creative way to use it. And I'm going to use one of them in portrait, the other one in landscape orientation. For each one of them, I die cut a white element that has a bit of space, right? So this one is an older die from Altenew. It imitates the texture of, I forgot what's the word for this in English, but this one is a background die from Poppy Stamps, and I'm just going to tear it because I didn't want it to look kind of rectangular. I wanted to have like a non-precise shape, I guess. So I'm tearing it a little bit around the corners, around the edges, and I'm just going to glue it slightly to the back, both of them, and I'm going to add my sentiment on top. The three sentiments I'm going to use, they are all from Simon Says Stamp from the Fancy line. So Fancy Mom, Fancy Dad. And I'm going to add this flower. There is also an older one, an older die set from Altenew. I die cut the petals out of vellum, and this is how I usually give them shape and dimension. So for each one of them, I'm going to show you only this one, but for each one of them, I am actually embossing the back edge, the circular edge of each petal from the back, and then the center from the front. And that gives the petal a little bit of a fold, a little bit more shape. And once you emboss the center, all of them will coop up. So they kind of shape inwards. And that dimension, I am going to do a test. I promise you, one of these days, I'm going to send myself one of these cards in the mail, and I'm going to see if it arrives to with the dimension. But in the time that I've been using it, none of them actually lost the dimension that it creates. So I find it way better to use vellum die cuts than cardstock for things that I want to keep and hold the dimension. The rest I die cut out of cardstock, the center out of shades of yellow, and the leaves out of green. And I'm just gonna glue them according to the packaging. Nothing fancy, nothing different. I'm just folding the leaves a little bit along the center line, again, to give them a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to add them to one of the cards, the one that I did plan. And I added glue just to a few lines and the corners of my two elements. Put it down, a block on top, and the sentiment, I use a vellum layer for the shadow and a metallic layer for the word itself. And then I had those strips left. These two are very thin, and I trimmed down the wider one to like a card size. Well, not really, right? A card length, I would say. And then I tried to remove most of the white that I could. Then I got 4 very thin strips of gold cardstock. This one, I decided to use gold. I love gold. When I don't use it, I get a little bit sad. And this is another card base. I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm going to add those strips, and I'm going to intercalate one of the watercolor cardstock, the watercolor panel that I use, and then one of the thin gold, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to place them kind of towards the bottom of my card, and then just a sentiment on top, and I'm going to call it done. I think it looks very cute. It is a variation on one of my very basic designs, card designs. You could have added more to the background, you could have embossed it or whatever, but I thought that this would be enough. And for this one, I didn't add the white texture die cut that I used for the other two. And it still looks good, I think. You let me know what you think. And I hope you like these ideas. Next week, I should have another video if everything goes right. And it should be card ideas for the upcoming holiday celebratory dates that are not that close, I would say. So St. Patrick's and things like that. I am trying to just give you a few quick ideas. And if I have time, I'll give you a bonus video in between. I hope you like these ones. Happy crafting. See you soon. Bye.